Let's talk about something that's harder than finding love. Because the hardest truth isn't finding love, it's knowing when to let it go. These relationship red flags are so obvious you're probably ignoring them right now. Hope is a powerful drug. But sometimes, holding on to hope is the very thing that keeps us stuck in relationships that no longer serve us. In this video, we're diving deep into the 5 undeniable red flags that tell you it's time to walk away. Remember when you first started dating and you couldn't wait to tell each other everything? Back then, putting the phone down and being present was effortless. Now, her phone is an extension of her hand, a shield she hides behind. You catch her scrolling endlessly, lost in a digital world while you sit across from her. When you try to get her attention, she gets defensive, accusing you of being controlling. Remember when you landed that promotion, or finally achieved that goal you'd been working towards for months? Think back to who you wanted to tell first. Was it her? And when you did share your good news, how did she react? Was it with genuine excitement, or was it met with a lukewarm, "that's nice," or a forced smile? When your partner becomes emotionally detached from your wins, it's a sign that she's no longer invested in your happiness. Your victories become just another event on her calendar, not a shared experience that brings you closer. We all know that arguing isn't always a bad thing. Healthy disagreements can actually strengthen a relationship. But what happens when the arguing stops? When she no longer has the energy to fight for what she wants? When every disagreement is met with a resigned whatever or a cold fine? That's when you should be worried. Because that silence, that deafening lack of effort, speaks volumes. It's a sign that she's emotionally checked out, that she's given up on the relationship. Pay attention to her body language when you enter the room. Does she light up, a genuine smile spreading across her face? Or do you notice a subtle shift, a heavy sigh, a slight eye roll, the way her body tenses up as if bracing itself for impact? When you go from being her safe haven to the source of her stress, it's a sign that something is deeply wrong. Your presence, once a source of comfort and joy, has become something she dreads. Ignoring it won't make it go away. Remember when you used to talk about your future together? Those late-night conversations filled with dreams and the promise of us? Now it's all I statements, her plans, her timeline. Listen to her language. Has she stopped saying we? If your role is optional, she's mentally checked out. Better to know now than wake up one day and realize you're a footnote in her life. Remember how his touch used to send shivers down your spine? Those casual brushes, the way he'd pull you close, the lingering kisses that spoke volumes? Physical intimacy is about connection, the unspoken language of touch. When touches become mechanical or disappear, it's a red flag, a sign the emotional connection has frayed, leaving a void no touch can fill. Think back to a time when you were truly hurting, when tears streamed down your face. Did he drop everything, holding you close, whispering words of reassurance? Or did he meet your vulnerability with annoyance, indifference, or blame? When a man genuinely cares, your tears are his call to action. But when met with apathy or irritation, it's a sign he's emotionally unavailable. Remember when you used to share everything with each other? From silly memes to heartfelt messages, your phones were an extension of your open communication. But lately, you've noticed a shift. His phone is always face down, notifications carefully concealed. He takes calls in another room, his voice hushed, his words guarded. While everyone deserves their privacy, this sudden shift in behavior speaks volumes. Trust your gut when you sense these changes. Think about your role in his life story. Are you his co-star, the one he consults on major decisions, the one whose opinion he values above all else? Or have you been relegated to the background, your presence acknowledged, but your input disregarded? When a man truly loves you, you're not just an accessory in his life, you're an integral part of his journey. But when you find yourself constantly on the sidelines, your opinions dismissed, your presence taken for granted, it's a sign that you've been demoted in his life story. Take a hard look at the effort you're both putting into the relationship. Are you the one constantly initiating conversations, planning dates, and keeping the spark alive? Relationships ebb and flow, but a healthy partnership thrives on balance. Both partners should be equally invested in nurturing the connection. If you're constantly giving while receiving little in return, it's time to reevaluate. Recognizing these red flags isn't about pointing fingers or placing blame. It's about acknowledging your own worth and refusing to settle for a love that diminishes you. Walking away from a relationship, even one you once cherished, is never easy. It takes courage, strength, and an unwavering belief in your own worthiness of a love that truly nourishes your soul. So if you see yourself in these red flags, take a deep breath, and remember that you deserve a love that sets your soul on fire.